Welcome back to Real Beauty with Tamra. Today we're going to talk all about eyeshadow placement. Okay, to start with, we're just going to use a few brushes. I don't need this many. I am just kind of particular. I'm going to use this brush. This is kind of just a fluffy crease brush for my transition, and I'm probably going to use it for my crease. I have this bigger one that I'm going to use as just to blend it all out. If you are using some very different colors, that's why I grabbed a couple of these. These are very similar. They're very, very fluffy. They have a lot of movement, so they're great for blending. If you're going to use two extremely different colors, I suggest having a couple brushes so you're not sledging them together and making them muddy. It helps keep the colors separate. And then I have a tiny little flat brush that I like to use for my lid so that it can be a little more pigmented. And then finally, this tiny little stiff brush for highlighting under the brow. So that is kind of the base of what my brushes look like. Now, as far as colors go, you're going to use a basis of generally 3 colors when you do your eyes. The transition color, which goes up here on your transition area. That's what this is called. This is going to be a more muted, neutral, not your intense color. Next is going to be the crease color. The crease color generally goes like it says in your crease. So when you open your eye, look at where that lid goes. So your crease color goes in there, and then I also like to put that on the outside just to create a little depth in the outside of my eye. And then a lighter color, and this is where you want your sparkle to go, which will be on your lid. Now, for the most part, I generally say, let's have it sparkle all over your eye. Now, if you're younger, go to town. But if you have older eyelids, and by older, I mean like 30 or older, and you try to put glitter up here, it's going to accentuate every little crease, line, fold, imperfection because it's shining it all, okay? I have hooded eyes, and so using matte colors helps disguise the hood instead of accentuate the hood, and so that's really important to me. Finally, we have the highlight that goes under the brow. Now, this is debatable. I prefer a matte up there because I got old eyes. But you could do a sparkle shine. It's really, that's kind of a personal preference. Okay, now before we get started, first thing that I would say, especially with these products that we use, make sure you have a clean lid. I know that you're so used to putting primers on and things like that. You do not need primers for this product. It is waterproof, it is crease proof, it is budge proof, smudge proof, without primers, which is so awesome. Now, if you're a person that has darker lids, then I would suggest popping on a very, very, very sheer coat of either Candlelight or Whisper Pink. Whisper Pink is a very, very light, it's like I said, whisper of a pink. Cooler tone, warmer tone, you decide. But everything is about less is more, because these products are highly pigmented. The next thing I would suggest is to have some palettes. If you're like amazing and already have like professional palettes, great. I just use the lids of my foundations for my palettes. So let's get started. Today I'm going to use some neutral colors. If you need help with knowing what colors look best with your eyes or things like that, make sure you comment below. If you have more eyeshadow requests, comment them below so I can make more videos. But let's get started. We're gonna start with our neutral color. I'm using Moca Java. It's a matte color. And I'm just going to dab a tiny bit. I just literally touched it onto the, onto the lid. Now I'm just taking my fluffy brush and fluffing into there just a little bit. And then you're just going to swipe it back and forth across the, like just the kind of the whole of your lid. Just giving it a little bit of definition. It's very, very subtle. You don't need a lot for it to just give it a nice good look. So I just added a little more. The key to shadow is blending it, okay? Blending your shadow. Okay, I'm gonna go in on the other side. Okay, so that just adds a little bit of color. You can't even hardly really tell. Okay, now for the crease color, I'm just gonna use my same palette because we're using browns. I'm going in with Garnet. It's just a really pretty brown. Yeah, okay. Now you could either take that same brush, since these are both browns, I could use the same brush, or you could use a new brush. I'll just go ahead and use a new brush since I have it sitting here. And I'm just going to dab into the very edge of it and kind of spread it out downwards. I don't want it to be too hyperpigmented onto my brush because then I'm gonna go on here and be like, oh, it's craziness. Now I like to start at the very outside and just kind of dab it. You can kind of see that right there. and then grab a little bit, when we're talking a little bit, I literally just dabbed a little bit onto my palette here. I don't know if you can tell, but this is small. You do not need a lot of product. Now I'm just gonna come across almost in like a number 7 here, kind of backwards. Just go into like a up and over situation. Now once I do that and I've got it, then you're just gonna kind of blend it all together. Bring it all over to your crease. Swap it all through there. Want to smoke it out? You're just going to add a little bit more. Just keep it on the outer portion of that lid. If you bring it in too far, that's where you get that raccoon effect. And if you bring it up too high, you're gonna look like you've been punched in the eye. We don't want that. So keep it on the outside. This is all buildable. You have a couple minutes to blend it, and then it takes about a full 5-10 minutes for it to like really set waterproof. But once it's there, you're good. Look how natural that looks. And I like to take it underneath here a little bit with whatever I have just left on my brush. Okay, we're going on the other eye. I'm still using that same little dab that I used before. Going in on the outside. Whoa! We got a little crazy there. It's okay. It's still blendable for a minute. We can always fix that. Doing that 7 formation on the outside here, and then just swiping it through. Now, let's say you mess up like this. Don't freak out. I'm gonna take this bigger brush because that is pretty intense, and I'm gonna really fluff out that upper edge. Blending is what fixes your makeup. Take your finger and just kind of fix it. If you need more fixing, then you can just always take a lighter concealer or something to fix it as well. Okay, so I think I fixed it. I wanna make sure that I didn't get too dark on one side and not dark enough on the other. Okay, I think I'm happy with our situation, just kind of touching up. Now, where are we gonna put that sparkle? On your lid. These are my favorite go-to sparkle colors. We have a rose gold, glitter, we have shell pink, sandstone. All of them are great. These are where you have fun. You can even pop like a turquoise or something fun there. I'm gonna get a new palette because I'm going lighter. I'm gonna just do a sandstone pearl. This is really light, really neutral. This is great for highlighting. I mean, you could just throw this up here even. Look at that shine. Ooh, baby. That's good stuff. Okay, this is where I want a smaller brush. Now, the reason I want this tiny brush is because then I can load it onto just this one side. And for these shines, I'm going to dab it. I'm not going to swipe it because when you dab it, it keeps it more pigmented. And with these lighter colors, I want it to stay pigmented. So I'm just kind of dabbing it. And now you don't want to go too high. You can see where that crease color is. If you go higher than your natural crease, it's going to look weird. Unless you're doing a cut crease, which then that's a whole nother video. We're not doing that here. Okay, so then I'm gonna load it onto this other brush, just on the one side, and just dabbing it on. And I'm trying to keep it real low, real close to my lash line. Look how pretty that is though. Such a subtle lightness. Now you can go back and forth when it gets closer to your crease, but if you want it to stay pigmented down here, I would just definitely tap it on. Okay, look how much that like just really opened up my eyes on the lid part. I love, love, love Sandstone Pearl Shimmer for that. I just realized I never went underneath my other eye. Can't be looking all crazy and uneven. Okay, lastly, we're going to highlight under our brow. I'm going to use Snow. Snow is a matte white. And I'm gonna use that same palette I used, Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, because those are both light colors. Now, some people like to do a shine here. I don't prefer a shine. I like to do a matte. And I only put it just under the brow here. Very, very, very small amount. This is a great way to really cut that brow out, give it good definition, but then also allow that transition color to pop on your eye. Just gonna add a little on this side. And here we have it. Okay, that is shadow. Try it out. Let me know how it works for you. Let me know what your questions are. Comment below. And thank you for watching. Bye.